the external tool of Advanced Steel. It's like another program. While installing Advanced Steel, you will have these icons, these two icons here. Those ones. You will have Advanced Steel and Advanced Manager. When you double click on Advanced Manager, is like the shortcut here. When you go to Manage, is the Greatech Advanced Manager. But when you are on Advanced Steel, you cannot have access to Greatech Advanced Manager while on a 2D drawing. You have absolutely to be on the 3D model. So when you click here, the game will just start. This is the game, and this is the first interface. So when you come here, like for example to settings, you will have preferred sizes, default, bolts, object priorities, and you know all the stuff. Like for example, when you merge from a version to another, like when you were on 2013 version and you have set all your defaults, your connections by default, your libraries, you have created your own profiles, you have saved your own connections and your own by default values, and you don't want to lose all of them. So you only have to come here to convert database and go here and search for all your databases and just convert all. That was the first thing. Well, this convert databases, you will have to do it once a year. And if you have trouble doing that, we will go, just call me, we will go through that. It will take 5 minutes. While starting Advanced Steel, do you remember you have like a pop-up message here? When you start Advanced Steel, you will have a message. Do you want to run Advanced Steel as a standalone application or run Advanced Steel on AutoCAD? If you don't want it to show again, just select one here. That will, because the one by default checked is this one, Ask at Startup. So just check the one that you want here. And there is also another message telling you that there is no updates available on the website. This is the enable live update. I will just uncheck that because, well, I don't want to. I don't want them. I already have the email from Greatech just to tell me that there is an update or not. That was under options. If you go to, for example, okay, I'm gonna here. While creating a beam here, the section by default will be always 12 by 26 and the material will be this one. For the coating it will be none. What if I want the section to be always like, for example, 10 by 22, and for the material I want it to be something else by default? That will be under preferred sizes. So when I click here, if I go to beam, if I go to material, those are preferred classes. I will just explain you what those are, what this list is. So when I click here, when I double click here, I have this first list here, this list. After that I have all. This list is coming from here, preferred classes. So the list that will pop up the first list from here to here is coming from here, the preferred classes. And when I click here, after that I have all. When I go to all, I have all the material available. So when I click, the list, all that I have just shown you here from this dialog box, there is the origin of the list. Seems to be good till now?
Yep.
Okay. Like for example, if instead of this this list, I have less than that, much less than that. I really have just you know, 3 of them. I can remove them. You just select the one that you don't want and remove it. We'll just let some of them. Okay, I just left 4 of them. Now I have to apply that. If I don't apply here, the changes that I have just done won't be considered. So we'll just apply it. And don't forget to apply to update defaults on Advanced Steel. So now when I double click here, when I click here, I only have the first list that I have is my first 5 material grades. After that, I have the whole list available. Seems to be good. Do you know the utility of that?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. For the coating, it's working exactly the same way. So here, instead of going to material, I will go to model role. For the model role here, we are having, well, I will just move this up. We're having this this first list from here to here. After that, we have all. Do you see it? Mm-hmm. Well, those like 15 first ones are coming from this list here, preferred classes. Just put beam, column, plate, something like that in these preferred sizes, so you won't browse for them a lot in the all section. For the section groups, okay, if you go to section class, let me. Here, section class. For example, for the I sections, we will have this extensive list. After that, we will have those, only those 2 for the preferred classes. It's exactly, okay, if I go to I section here, if I go to the next arrow, I will have those 2. After that, I will have the all. It's exactly how it works. That was under section class. If I go to sections, for the IASCW, if I go to IASCW, when I click, I don't have this all. I don't have the list, my preferred sizes list, because I don't have it here. Like for example, if you are using specific classes of beams, just put them here. To add them, just select the one that you want and add it. Select, add, select, and add. Now, for example, I want those 3. Let's say, okay, I'm gonna apply that. Here, don't forget one more again to update defaults in Advanced Steel. So when you double click next time under the same section, if you go here, you will have those 3 at the beginning. After that, you will have your whole list. And that's how it works for the rest. I won't repeat myself again. For the plates, it's exactly the same thing: bolts, shear studs, and anchors. Does it make sense for the preferred sizes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's go, for example, to defaults. Sometimes in advanced steel, the parameter that you are searching for is not exactly on the interface. It's really on the background, on the advanced manager. So that's why the defaults are here. When you go, for example, to beam general, the beam coating by default is none, and that's what I was showing to you minutes ago. For the beam material is this one. If you want to change it, and you want it by default to be something else, this is the right place to do that. And to apply in this place, to apply the changes that you will do here, you have to go here, load settings in advanced steel. When you click here, after that you have to update defaults always.
Hey, Hanley, can I ask you a question?
Yep.
So let's say, for instance, wouldn't it be, I think we went over this before, but wouldn't it be easier, like say, for instance, if I put in, built my model and I knew all my beams were A990, well, let's say if I didn't worry about putting in the mode right now, because and I just put in all my beam sizes and what I want them to be in the model. Can I just select all the beams and change the mode to to beam and then change the grade all at one
Yep.
time? Okay.
You only have to select them all, just the beams. Right click, advanced properties,
Yeah.
and go here and select them to what you want. For the material, for the grade, for the naming.
Yeah, naming. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. Okay.
But here,
and I can put all my prefixes on and all that too. Yeah.
For the prefix, don't touch the prefix manually. For this prefix here,
right.
Yeah, it's not really suggested to touch it manually, because while doing the naming, the software will take care of that.
Right. Okay. Right. You're right. Okay.
So, for example, okay, but what I'm trying to explain, like for example, the first time while creating a beam, the coating by default and the material by default will be those ones. The origin of those info here is coming from the defaults under beam section, and like for the ASTM A992 is coming from here. For the coating, none is coming from here. If you want to change that, you know that you are using always the same coating. Don't go and change it, each time you are creating a model. Just change it here, so it will be created the first time you create the beam. Okay, user. Let's say, for example, here, the canvas can create the drawing dimensioning. For the dimensioning style, if you want, something else by default for the distances. One other thing, I won't go through all those.
Hey.
Yep, go ahead.
If you click on the dimensioning, drawing dimensioning, does it give you a preview of what the dimensionings look like?
No.
Okay.
I won't go through all this list here because we will have for the whole day. You will have this use the filter. For example, if I'm looking for bolts, you can just say bolts here, and the software will filter all the the bolts parameters that you have within the GAM, and you will have it here. Like for example, for some parameters, you will have some pictures. Just put your cursor on it, and you will have some pictures. And for some, you will have something like that, animated pictures. For holes. And those are default parameters that are on Advanced TL. So this is from where they are coming. So we have seen defaults, preferred sizes. Now for bolts, if you want, for example, to create new bolts within Advanced TL, you have, just select like no matter which one, and hit new. You will have it within this list under this section, and just you have this picture here. Just follow the steps with the values that you want. As simple as that. If you want a set, hit new here for the bolt. You will find it on the list, so just go on the list, or go to the last one and enter your values. For the holes, precision, just select the option that fits your needs, and that will do the job. After that, don't forget to apply that. Within the GAM, there is no place that you cannot apply. Just think about applying, because if you don't apply, all the changes that you have done will be lost. You won't find them. Exactly the same thing for anchors. It's working exactly the same way. Shear stats too, when you click here. Just select under which section, and just hit new. That's it. For the table editor, this is a way to open the databases, like for example the Aster profiles, the Aster base, the Aster settings. But this side of the software is really advanced, so we won't go through that under the basic training. If you have some major issues with that, we will just give me a call. We will go through that. You don't need to go here, as just by doing tests or something like that, because this will touch directly the databases of the software, and that might create the major issues if you don't really know what you are doing. Convert databases, we went through that. That was it. For welcome, here we have setting, applications, license. For example, if you want to activate license, if you want, for example, to just work from home for the next week, all you have to do is just to return your license, and then yes, just to return your license. Don't forget to return it. After that, reactivate it from home. That will work. You only have to click return. You will have a message that the return has been done successfully. After that, just copy the serial number and the activation code, and here once at home, just go activate a license. When you click here, you will have your serial number and your activation code, and put them there. That will be successful. Seems to be good for the GAM, guys.
Yes.
That's perfect. Do you want to mess around with it a little bit?
I don't know that it would help at this point until I need to use it.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'd just be changing stuff and not know what I'm changing.
Exactly.
And that's why I say it's good, you know, we'll have those videos that we can always refer back to, so if we get to that point,
Yep.
and just kind of follow along the video
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, see if that would help. And then, you know, if I got any questions from that point, I'll give you a call.
Yep. No problem.
So that's how I'm going to try to continue
The
to learn
videos
this.
will be available on the website tomorrow, all of them.
Okay. So that's how I'm going to try to approach this.
Yep.
You know, because I know I could probably call you every 5 minutes. But, you know, I'm going to try to just dig into it and, you know, play around with it
Yep.
when I have time to.
Mm-hmm. So, for the next part of theory for today, we will see the user sections, how to create your own sections within Advanced CL. Like, for example, if you don't like the library of Advanced CL, you can create your own library, your own profiles. For that, you have to start a new model, new from template, whether metric or imperial. After that, I go to the top view here, so you will be working on just plan 2D drawing. After that, go to extend modeling. You will see user section. Here, the way it works that when you click here, you have frame. After that, to determine the shape of the frame, you have to go to the next icon available. Is it rectangle, a polyline, or circle? I will determine that it's rectangle. And you see, the frame is always red. So when you click here, it will be put automatically on the right layer, because this one is controlling whether if it is a frame, an outer contour, an inner contour, or all of them. So we will have to draw your shape, the shape of your profile that you are looking for. So now I have just determined the frame. After that, if I want the outer contour of my shape, when I click here, is it circle, polyline, or rectangle? I'm gonna keep a rectangle here. This is the outer contour of my shape. The profile should be included in the frame. The frame should be, the very outer contour. So here I have created the outer contour. I'm gonna go here again for the inner contour. I'm gonna draw a polyline. I'm gonna move it right here. Perfect. This was my exact outer, this was my inner contour, sorry. This was my inner contour. Now for the exact outer contour and exact inner contour, I will explain you first what is that. In Advanced CL, when you create, like for example, just piece, no matter what, do you see in real life the beam is not done like this, it's done like this. Do you see it? Do you see the difference? In real life, the beam is done like this, but in Advanced CL, he just represents the beam like this, because it saved the memory, the video memory. So this is the exact inner contour, and this is just the inner contour. Seems to be good?
Yes.
So if for example your exact inner contour and your inner contour are exactly the same, So just forget about this. If not, so go here, do extend modeling, go here, and put them both. In my case, I won't put any exact outer contour or exact inner contour, because my profile is I'm just giving you an example. For the section class, you have to click here. After that, go in here and select. It's not rectangle, it's not polyline, it's a text. So I'm gonna click here and click here. For the height of the text, for the height, just click enter. For the rotation, just click enter. Now for the text, like test training, it will be put on the right layer. That was the section, the class section. Now for the section name, I'm gonna click here. I have to return here and click again. So when I click, enter again, enter. Okay, I have the same name as my profile. For the reference axis top left, those are reference points. I'm gonna explain to you what is that. When you double click on a profile, if you go to positioning, do you see those points here, those graphs?
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly what you have to determine for your profile. Top left, middle, center, top right, and you have to define as much as possible, or just the one that you will use, actually. So when you click here, just click on the right point. See it, you have it here. When you click again for the center, for this one, for the upper middle, it's not really the upper middle, but this type here is just representative. It's not really the upper middle as shown here, but in real life it will be really the upper middle. So just determine as much as possible. I will determine this last one. That will do the job. After that, to generate your section, if you go here, generate section, selected section, when you click here, you have to select your section and hit enter. You will have type training section, the name of the section successfully created. Just hit OK. Now if I return here, when I create new section, if instead of I sections, I'm gonna go to other profiles. When I click here, I'm gonna go to test training, and I am gonna have my section here. Well, my section is really huge. I don't really have had some values while creating my section. See, it's really huge. But when you will have your all your values, you will have something less bigger than that. So if I go to realistic, it's really my profile here. Seems to be good.
Yes.
Perfect. So I'm gonna let you guys create your own user sections, and I'll be right back in 5 minutes. If you have some questions, don't hesitate. Any questions, guys?
No.
I'm good.
Have you been able to create your own sections?
Yeah, I created a little piece of thing.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Well, actually, there are two ways to create profiles in Advanced SEO. The first time is the physical way to create your own profile by the one that we have just seen. The other way is within the GAM. So if you go to the GAM here, if you go to Settings, Table Editor, here if you go to Open ODBC, if you go to Aster Profiles, when you click here, you will have all the profiles that are contained in your library. So when you click here, like for example, you want
I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, me either.
Yes, that's all my fault. Gonna go through that again. If you go to Start, now you are seeing, guys?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So if you go through Advanced Gray Text Manager, go to Settings, Table Editor. If you go to Open ODBC, here you will have all the Aster, those are the databases of the software. So if you click on the Aster Profiles, when you click on the little arrow, here I'm gonna use the filter IASC. I'm gonna go to the IASC W shapes. If I'm gonna go to last, so I will have this case available for me. So if I'm for example Hamza, for the section name, okay, like W, well, just Hamza again, standard, just for cases that you don't know what to put whatever was in the other station, in other cases. So here I'm gonna put one. Here I'm gonna put GrayTex. Yep, GrayTex essay. Here, each profiles have the height, the width, the web thickness, the flange. Instead of drawing that, you have only to put numbers here. I'm gonna put something realistic. For the width, maybe. For the web thickness, I'm gonna put 20. The flange thickness, 25. Well, that will do the job. Now to apply that, you only have to go to the next case available. It seems that my My profile is here. It is saved. That's it. So I'm gonna just confirm. So I'm gonna click on another here and click again. Return to it. Go to last. Oh, he's still there. Under IACW shapes. Don't forget to load settings, update defaults in Advanced Steel. So now I have to browse for my section. IACWs. Here we go. Well, my shape is this. When it gives you a triangle, like it's just giving me here, it's because your shape, the values that you have entered aren't correct. They are not, they do not fit. I just put numbers by eye. I have tried to put something realistic, but it's not. It wasn't really. It was just a test. For your profile that you will create, you will have all those values here. So just enter them instead of drawing your own profile, and that will do the job. Seems to be good, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was my last piece of theory for today. I'm gonna let you practice for the next hour. If you have some questions, I will be here. Let me know if you have some questions. I'm listening.
Kind of, I don't know, I haven't really seen is how you create an erection sheet and then name that erection sheet the name you want. And
for
then
example,
put views on that erection sheet.
okay. Like for example, what do you mean by erection sheet? Is like an anchor plan, something like that?
Well, yeah, anchor plan or a framing plan, but I want to name it
Okay.
a certain name and then put views on that sheet.
Okay, no problem. For example, have you created your anchor plan here?
Yeah, I believe it's in there.
Okay. Like for example, this is I'm gonna go here.
I think it might be one of those camera views. There we go.
Okay. Like for example, this is your erection plan, right?
Uh-huh.
And you want to put, like, for example, this view on it, right?
Uh-huh.
Hey, can I also see what y'all do?
Yes. You don't see what we are doing, guy? Tony?
No.
Okay. Hmm.
Can I see your screen, Hanson?
Yep. Now I'm gonna return to James' screen.
Do you see anything, Tony?
It just says
I don't see something either, James. Now do you see Tony?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Now, for example, what I was saying, Tony, this is his anchor plan, and he wants to put this detail on this sheet, right? So you only have to click on this view here, this little plus, and take this note. When you click, like on this sheet, if you had a lot more than one detail, you will have note 1, note 2, note 3. So
okay, so views are called notes.
Yeah, 100% note.
Okay.
When you click on the one, he will just zoom on that particular detail. Seems to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Now you want to move this one here. You have only to drag it. What I have done is just click on it and drag it to the sheet that I want. Now do you see note 1? Note. Now when I click on this drawing, here it is.
Okay.
Seems to be good.
Yes. Okay, I've got that.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions?
Well, my two-part question was, I don't want this to be sheet drawing number 042. I want it to be AB1, something I specifically want to name it.
Do you see it?
Okay.
Just rename it whatever you want.
Now, will that show up on the title block?
On the title block?
Uh-huh.
No, there is no. There is
That's
no.
what I'm talking about.
On the title block, it won't show up because on the title block, those are tokens, and the tokens are from the info that are on the 3D model. You cannot, you know, this one has nothing to do with the title block.
Okay, so can you, I guess you have to do it like you showed us how to do the shop drawings the other day. Go down in the title block. So do you modify the erection plan title block like you did the shop drawing title block where you can change that token?
Yep,
to
just
say
change.
Drawing number?
Yeah, just change the token for all your title blocks, and that will do the job.
Well, see, but my question is, it's not associated with anything. I want to name this AB1.
For this, oh, okay. Let me check 2 seconds. Train token. I haven't tried. I have never done a test, but there is a token on the list of tokens named file name. I have never done the test. If the token is there on the list, that means that it will work. But which file they are talking about? Maybe, well, in theory, it have to be the 2D DWG name. You can do the test by this token. The token is the last from the bottom. it named file name. So just follow the steps as we have done last time. I have shown you how to create your own attribute. That will do the job.
Okay, because this, that's one of my biggest problems with this is I'm going to have all these sheets, but I want to name them what I want to name them, like AB1, sheet E1, E2, E2.1. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
I want to name my erection sheets what I want to name them.
Yep. No problem.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
So like when you create the plan though, there's no way to, at that point when you create the erection plan, to name it what you want to name it? It's always going to give it the default name that the system gives it?
Nope. You can rename it, as I have shown to...
But it's not going to change it in the title block, which is what I'm saying. It's
in
just
the
gonna
title block, as I was explaining to James, you have to modify the token.
Right. So if you modify that token and say drawing...
Name, file name.
Yeah.
There is a token on the list named file name. If you change it within the title block, that will work.
Okay, that might work. I mean, I only have to change it once, and then it should do that from then on, correct?
Yep. Just do it for the right prototype you will use, and do it for the three sorts of prototype: the assembly one, the single one, and the normal one for the erection drawings.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Perfect. Any other questions, guys?
I'll let Tony go.
Yeah, I got several questions.
Yep. I'm gonna make a presenter.
I mean, you maybe just do it on your screen because it's just going to be common questions that...
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
One of my questions is there a list command? Because I use list all the time to determine or to verify my top of steel elevation or the length of a member or et cetera that I'm trying to that I'm looking for. So if I got like in your model here, if I want to list that member to get the actual top of steel elevation, how do I get that?
Yes. Do you remember, guys, the first...
I've got it.
Huh?
I've got it.
Perfect. I'm gonna make a presenter, James. Show me what you got.
You see it, Tony?
Where did you go to get that?
I'm not sure. I think I went to list object info.
That will be yes, that will be a method. There is another method that will allow you to determine all the your steel objects elevation. I have shown to you this the first the first session, do you remember while showing you the symbol, the building, the grids? We have seen this level symbol. You only have to put one on the. This is the level symbol. When you double click on it, it will give you the absolute height and the relative height. And when you click again, like, you only have to put one on each elevation. When you double click like on this one, it will give you the absolute height again.
Can you show my screen again, Hamza?
Yep.
Because coming from StrueCAD, I know what Tony's looking for here. Can you see it, Tony?
Yeah, I see your screen.
Okay, so I just picked a beam, and I went here to list object info.
Yep.
Okay, and if I scroll up just a tad, see the intersection from line?
Yep.
Then it gives me my coordinates. You see?
Mm-hmm.
It gives me the starting point and the ending point.
Right.
And then it gives me my area of my beam, the weight,
Mm-hmm. The length of the beam.
the length, the coding,
Yep.
the material, section, class. So it gives you all that.
So now back to that. Okay. So the Z.
You see it there?
Yeah.
That's my starting point. That's my ending point in the Z.
So is that 15 feet?
The 15 feet is the elevation.
Yeah.
Because the Z normally is up, and he is giving you
Okay.
from the origin to that elevation, to that top of the elevation. So elevation normally should be 15. By the way, James, you are not using this. This is for 2D drawings. Yes, you have to do that.
So a quick way to measure, we can just go there, right?
Yep.
I like using endpoints.
Me too.
So yeah, see, it's 15 feet.
Yeah.
So that 15 foot you saw a while ago, that is the elevation.
That's the elevation. Okay.
Always within Z-axis, it's the elevation.
Okay.
So that's pretty much like what you're asking about the list.
All right. And so you just selected the beam and right click, right?
Yep.
Yes. And then you got to scroll up a little bit.
Seems to be good, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make myself presenter again. Do you have any other questions, Tony?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Go ahead.
All right. So let's say, for instance, if I wanted to select a member and view its properties.
Yep.
I think we just saw that though. To see like the flange width, the depth of it.
Just double click on it, go to properties.
Yeah. Okay.
You have all those here.
All right. Now, let's say, for instance, if you wanted to create all my columns on a column layer, all my beams on a beam layer, all my bracing on a bracing layer in your model that you have there, and select different layers. So if I wanted to go and I wanted to have control of those layers, where I can turn them on and off.
Well, you have a filter instead of playing with layers, which is not really suggested, you have those filters here. So if you go to search filter, here you have some filters. Is it a plate? Is it an anchor? Concrete beams? Well, if it is just well, just let me check something here. Steel beams, just check steel beams. Go to general. Go to yes, general. Common properties. Here for the model role, just check the model role that you want. Like for example, if it is a column, just check column. Here, it will, if you hit OK, that will select all the columns with the model role column. That is the main difference between instead of using layers, just use this filter here.
Okay, so
This is the best way how to do that.
So use filter that's under 2, or what is that?
Under selection, the fourth one from the bottom, and the first one on the list.
Alright, so now if I select all my columns as change that filter or filter those as columns. So like in my mod role, it's going to be C for column. So now if I want to select that and put those on that filter, then I go to filter and go like you just showed us what to do, and that will now say if I want to turn that filter off.
Just because this filter will select them all. Once you have something selected, do you remember those here? Selected objects off, selected assemblies off. Once something is selected, you have those tools.
Okay. Now I know James asked this question early on. Now, because when I'm building my model, I always create when I create a layer, well now it'll be a filter, and I assign a certain color. So like every model I build, all my columns are like a magenta color. All my beams, first floor level is maybe the white. My second floor level may be yellow. Is there a way to assign that color to that particular filter as well? So you can, because everything in one color to me is, even my bracing, I make a different color and a different layer.
Yeah,
so I have control over those things in my model. So if I wanted to turn it off and I only wanted to see bracing, I could just select bracing and have bracing on.
Yeah, instead of using layers, because Advanced, if you mess around with layers here, you will have, well, you won't have the best results possible.
Okay.
Use filters instead. Like for example, if you use this filter, like to select, or you have the choice to to make those pieces look like the color that you want. But to select them, don't use the filters. Don't use the layers. Use the filters instead.
Okay. So then how you select the colors to change? Like say if you want to change your beams and have all your beams as a blue color, you want to have
that will be on the GAM. If you go to settings, default. And that won't be here. So if I go to color, drawing presentation. Okay. Nope. Here's layer assignment. Okay. By default, the settings that is in the GAM is to use the default to link the layers to the mod role. So, for example, to change, the only way to change the colors on the 3D model is to come here and, for example, for columns, make it yellow. But for during the creation, you have to use, instead of putting beams and put the model role column, you have to use this one object. You see here, column. When you click, it will be, well, I have put my section. It will be yellow. Why? It's because when I come here, I put it to yellow on columns. That's it. Well, because just think that the mod roles are linked to the colors. That's it. Okay. That's the main idea.
Alright, so then the beams will be the same way, but I got two different level of beams, so all the beams will come in whatever color I change it to here.
I'm sorry?
So if I went and wanted to change the beam colors to a certain color,
yep,
then I change it in here to that yep. color. But if I got another second floor that I want to be a different color, then there's no way of changing those beams.
No, because they have the same mod role.
Same mod role.
Yep.
Shoot.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Oh, that'd probably drive me crazy seeing all the same color.
What you can do, let me, okay. You can put it on other layer, not, well, on other color, not other layer. Like, for example, when you select all those, here, this is the color and this is the layer. You put it like yellow, it's still on beams, but it's there on another color.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, well, here it is.
So what did you do this then to get that?
Here, this is the color, this is the layer. Just select them and put them. This is the color that they have right now, and this is the color that you are. Or if the color doesn't exist here, just select color.
Right, there you go.
Oh, here we go.
So now it's still associated with that filter. I just went in there and manually changed it to the color I want it to be.
I'm sorry?
Correct? It's still associated with that same filter. So if I want
yes,
to turn
it's still associated because you haven't changed the layer.
Right.
As soon as you don't mess around with layer, all will be correct.
Right. So I guess the first thing is well, I guess I could set that up at the beginning for the mod role for columns.
Yeah, that's what I did on my model.
For columns, yes, all right. But for beams, like for example, if you want, this floor to be yellow, the other floor to be blue, there's no way to do that because they have exactly the same layer. They are on the same layer. And, for the same layer, they have to be the same color. Unless you just select that other floor and put it in other color, not other layer.
Right. So all I'm doing then is just changing that floor to that color that I want it to be.
Yes.
All right. So, and I can use the filter to select that floor and say second floor, and then I can control that filter
well, on
by
the
turning
second floor, let's say, okay, these ones are your second floor beams, right? Just go here. Well, oh yes, advanced properties. Under user attribute, for the first one, use second floor. And under the filters, here you have user attribute. Check number 1 and select second floor. That will select them.
There we go.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah. Okay, just a different way around the way we used to doing it.
Yep.
But it is a way of doing it. Okay. I just got to play around with that to Yeah. Okay. Use the user attributes to create the layer. I mean.
Yep.
To create
the filter.
The filter, yeah. And then I can use that filter to turn it on and off, and then I can use that color command to go in there and change that floor or columns or diagonal bracing or whatever to whatever colors I want.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I just got to play around with that. Because that was important to me.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so there's a way of doing it. I just got to play around with it. Okay. All right, and I'm always, and I saw early on, I know we didn't go into it, but like using concrete members.
Yep.
I do a ton of jobs with steel framing the concrete.
For the concrete, it's exactly the same way. That's like, for example, isolated. You have this here, isolated footing. When you click, you have your shape here. You can be able to grab those, to stretch those grabs here manually, or double click on it and make it here. For this shape, it's a block. For the naming is concrete foundation. All is done.
Cool. So if I want a CMU wall, now will that'll also show up on, if I wanted to create direction drawing, will it show up on the direction drawing as well?
Yep. Do you remember when we went here to quick documents under drawing styles, maybe on I'm not sure. Let's say, okay, we will start with this elevation. Oh, here we go. Do you see it? This is the wall.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So let me, say if I had an expansion, that beam right there, that you're showing on this view, on this drawing, and it's framing it, that 12 at 14 is framing to that wall, seems like. And let's say, for instance, if I had a end plate connection or a double clip angle connection, and that was and I had bolts embedded into that, or expansion bolts, wedge anchors or whatever, framing to that wall for that connection.
Are you talking about the connection on the wall?
Yeah. Would it show up on that framing plane you just showed there?
Yes, you only have to double click on, do you remember the box, the green box? When you double click, you only have to check show hidden lines.
Okay.
And you will see the connection to the wall. And the connection, there we have special connection for that. When you click here, under all, nope. We have a specific connection for wall connections. Let me check. Here we go. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
This one and this one. You have both of them. So
Then you
just
can specify the bolts.
yeah, exactly as all the other connections. You will
Right.
see. You will just need practice.
Right.
It's really looking exactly the same way. All the
Okay.
macros.
All right. So then I can use that command where you showed us about the concrete commands. I can use that for like concrete columns. Um, so Hansa, what's the best way of doing this? I'm working on a job right now where I got like the whole first floor is all the whole first floor is steel, but everything is framed into concrete columns. There's no steel columns. Everything's concrete. And I have at each concrete column there's a bearing plate on top of that column. So would you use that plate command and just create the plate, or would you use a member there too?
In this case, the bearing plate.
And I got to expand headed studs.
In this situation, you have to do it manually. Just put a plate on top of your column and do the anchors or the connecting element manually.
Oh, okay. All right. So creating details, James, I'm gonna let you get a question in too in a minute.
Oh, you're all right.
But creating details, and I know James was talking about this for creating those details, putting them on the erection sheet. Is there a way once you create a detail? Because I have a ton of details saved in my library, and all I do is just bring them into my erection plan when I need one.
Like
I print it out
like typical details.
Yeah,
Like for example, for anchor bolts, for bolts, for something like that.
No. It could be a specific detail that I created. Okay, let's say if you get the contract drawings from the that you're looking at, you see the sections that they show. All right, and you create that section. Like in ScrewCAD, we create that section on the 2D or what have you. If I can't get the sections from the architect or engineer, the CAD files, where I can DXF them in, and then take out what I don't need or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had to create that section manually in ScrewCAD, like in 2D,
Mm-hmm.
then I can save that section. Right?
Oh, in this case.
And then I can just always, when I want to use that, if I want to use that section again and just maybe modify a little bit of it on the next project, I can call SPF in that file to my drawing.
No. If I were you, because in Advanced Silly, it's only you only have to select where you want to cut. That's it. So in Advanced Seal, if I were you, I won't keep a typical section. Each time when I need a section, I will just use this command here under label and dimensions. Use this command, create section, and just cut where I want to cut from where I want to see. That's it. But for example, if you have typical detail and you have you have to put it on each sheet, but you cannot use that on this case. So you will have to copy the DWG file to explode it, make it, if you want, make it to block, and insert it on each drawing, as needed.
So there's not a library folder you can create to save those things
no.
and bring them in when you want to.
Well,
you're saying create every section again
well,
on each model that you have.
Well, for sure, if the section is really repetitive and it's exactly the same thing each project, do it, block it, copy it, block it, and insert it each time. Or one other thing, insert it in the prototype, so you don't have to insert it each drawing.
Yeah, I don't know about saving as a prototype though, because I mean it just may vary.
Just insert it in the prototype, so when the prototype will be used, it will come up with it.
Okay. You know what I mean, James?
Yeah, and I think you can do that, Tony, as long as you turn it into a DWG.
Right, and then just bring it in on that.
Yeah, instead of an SPF, just make it a DWG, and then you can insert it.
Yeah.
Because even basically, it's just the 2D drawings in this are just DWGs, so it's just like AutoCAD. So it's just like bringing in a block in AutoCAD.
Right. Okay. So hands up, what happens if you got your erection drawing made, right? And you want to put your labels like section, bubble, and section, and do you have those things as blocks you bring in, or you just go under the section? Because it doesn't label that section when you create the section and bring it in, does it?
When you create using this one here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be labeled automatically. All the pieces are labeled and dimensioned.
No, I'm just saying the section number itself. So like say if that was section 1 on, because I put all my section sheets, I create a section sheet like James was saying earlier, my section, my erection, let's say if I got a simple plan like this, all right, then I'm going to have a roof framing plan.
Yep.
Because I'm going to show those fruit beams that you have there as a roof. All right, so that'll be maybe sheet E1 or E100, depending on the customer numbering system.
Mm-hmm.
And then I may make a sheet E2 and put all the sections that pertain to this on section E2, on sheet E2. So when I cut all my sections, I'm going to paste them all on sheet E2, and then of course I got to say section 1 on E2, section 2 on E2, that, you know, so forth and so on. And then on my erection plan, I want to put my section cuts on the plan, so it'll refer back to sheet E1. So my section cut will be, you know, that'll, you know, be the arrow or however the section cut may appear.
In this case, if I were you, I will use cameras, and I will put the cameras within the existing drawing. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
Like for example, if I want this one, this camera here, they wanted to put it on my floor plan. Seems to be good. So when I will create this floor plan, it will give me a rectangle, as this camera is, you know, the camera number. It will give you just a rectangle actually, that this camera is created here. Just put the detail in front, well, beside the camera. That's it.
So when you create their plan, it's going to automatically put that detail number on there?
No, it won't put the detail number. You have to put the detail number. This is something that have to be improved in Advanced Steel. I know.
Okay.
Like for example, on a roof plan, when you have a detail here, it have to make the link to tell you this is the detail number like 01, sheet number 05.
Yeah, because it's going to create every camera view and every section cut that you make separately.
Yes,
which I understand that. Which ScrewCAD does the same thing. You can label that view or whatever.
You can insert text. You can insert text, something
Yeah,
like that.
understand.
Or
What I'm saying is,
just make the camera and put it on the sheet. But as I said, put it on the existing drawing, not on new sheet. Like for example, you have your plan done.
mm-hmm.
While creating your camera, put it on your plan sheet.
Mm-hmm.
That will do the job.
Yeah, so you're saying the plan and the section sheet should be on the same thing,
Exactly.
on the same page.
Exactly.
But like this project I'm telling you I'm working on now, it takes up the entire sheet because the plan is so big. So I have to put all my section sheets, section cuts on a separate sheet. There's no way around it. So.
Yep.
I mean, the same thing would be with my bracing elevations and stuff like that. I would put all my bracing elevations on the same sheet the minute I can get on there. So that may be sheet like E3.
As I said, this is something that have to be improved in Advanced Seal. Yeah, the
So
link
what did you
between
create your
details and the erection drawing. You know, the anchor plan or the roof plan, the elevation, something like that. The only thing that we can have is like, for example, if you have done like your roof plan and you have a detail here, it will give you just a rectangle, saying that this is the camera is done here. But let me check. I have the what's new on Service Pack 2 coming soon for AutoCAD Advanced or for Advanced Steel 2014. Maybe I wrote something like this. Maybe it will be improved within the next 2 months.
Okay. Yeah, the only thing I'm saying though, I mean, I'm not trying to make it complicated. The only thing I'm saying is when I create the section, I just want to be able to go in and create a new drawing and say E2 and name that drawing E2. And I know I can. I'm trying to get the best way to explain how I do it now, and then you can tell me whether or not this is feasible.
Yep.
All right. What I would do in TrueCAD, I would just take one of those members, and I could just select it and create an erection plane. Just selecting one member, and I can name it what I want to name it, and then it'll appear a new drawing, and it'll only have that one piece on there. I can delete that piece off, and it's got all my everything saved in the title block. Change the name to E2. All my client information, all that stuff stays the same. And I can just delete that one beam off of that erection sheet, and I can determine what size, because I can set in the parameters I set up initially what I want those erection sheet sizes to be. So, and it creates an erection sheet with that size that I want it to be. Then I can go into that erection sheet, delete that one beam off. Now I got a sheet that I can say, okay, this is my section sheet. Then I can create all my sections, even like you were saying, cut the sections in the model. And then those sections will be saved in a certain folder or file or folder.
Yep.
And then I can go back and I can copy and paste or move those or bring those sections in to that erection sheet.
Yep. You can absolutely do that. But forget the name section. It's not a section, it's cameras.
Okay.
Instead of creating sections here, forget about those sections. Create cameras instead.
Okay.
So when you create cameras, you have details exactly as sections. And you can have just one camera on one sheet. That will resolve the problem.
Okay. All right. Now, cool. Now, so if I got all my sections created, I got them pasted on that sheet. Because they're going to go into that folder when you showed us the other day where you can go and see the camera. And then you can, so do you select that camera and then view and then drag it into that drawing like you showed us earlier?
You can absolutely do that, and you can
Okay.
absolutely let it there in one sheet alone, and do the
Okay.
reference to that sheet.
Gotcha. And once that, so then once I got all my sections on that sheet, so then I go into that sheet. I got all my sections pasted there where I want it. So then I just go to text, I guess, and then put in the labeling that I want to put in for that. Like I want to name that section, section 1
Yep.
on E2.
Forget the word section. It's the title of the camera. It's not. It's no longer a section. This is the view. This is like detail.
Right. So I can say detail 1 on E1.
Exactly.
Or E2.
You can
Detail 2 on
absolutely
E2.
do that. Yes.
Right. And then
You can do the reference
on my
to the
erection plan.
exactly.
So then on my again.
Exactly, on your erection plan you will have the reference. Okay, just see sheet number 1, detail number 5.
So, but can I use? Is there a symbol or something in advance that I can put that section cut symbol, looking in the direction
Yep.
that I want it to
Yep.
look?
Yep. You can absolutely do that. And it's on 2014 version. Like for example, while doing this roof plan here, do you see my screen? It will tell you, it will give you a rectangle here. This is the symbol that you are talking about. It will tell you that this one is, I'm not sure if the labeling is available on that rectangle or not, but if it is available, you can absolutely link it back to the detail number.
Okay.
I will have to do some tests on that.
Yeah, I just wanted to be, but I mean, I don't. Don't get it. I mean, ScrewCAD doesn't tell you when you create that erection plan. I mean, it's not going to automatically put that section cut on the plan. I mean, that's something manually I have to go do. But I got, again, a block saved to where I can bring in my section cut, that little arrow or symbol that I can bring in, and I can rotate it, turn it to whatever direction the arrow is, the way I'm looking at that
Yep.
section.
Or much less complicated. You can absolutely create your own arrow, your own symbol, the symbol that you want, and just insert it within the drawing, within the 2D drawing. As simple as that.
Okay. So let's say if I got one now, and I guess if I can save it as
A block or something.
Yeah.
With DWG, that's better.
Okay. Yeah. I can't. I don't have a way of creating. I was trying to think of some of the blocks that I have saved now, and there's no way of saving them from. Correct me if I'm wrong, James, but there's no way of saving some of the blocks that we have now from the XPF file. We can
Yes,
save it
you
as
can.
You can save it as a DXF.
Yeah, you can convert convert those to DWGs.
From the SPF file?
Sure can. And there's several ways of doing it. You can either go to the basically the drawing manager in StruCAD, and you can right click on them.
You are saying that you have the DXF format?
You're right. You're exactly right, James. You're right.
You are saying that you have the DXF format?
Yeah, I got a DXF, but James just reminded me.
No problem. Even DXF, you can absolutely insert that.
A DXF file?
Yep. Like here, I'm on 2D drawing. Do you see right now? If you type I, enter. Here, insert block. Block name. I'm not specifying any block name. I'm going to here, from file. When you browse for it, instead of DWG, make it DXF. That's it.
Okay.
Now select your DXF file and hit open. When you hit open, he will give you, specify an insertion point. Just click, he will insert it within the 2D drawing.
Okay.
Yeah, Tony. That's no different than what you're doing now. It should be the same.
Yeah.
It's just instead of an SPF, you're going to do a DXF or DWG.
DWG, yeah. Yeah, I just want to make sure to do that. So now I can actually save probably some of those blocks that I have into a DWG file, and then bring them in advance somewhere and save them and
Yep.
insert them in.
You can absolutely do that.
Okay. All right, James, you can shoot for some quick.
I know it's really helpful for you guys.
Oh yeah, I mean this is by asking these questions. I mean, because I'm just trying to.
Yeah, you're trying to build a link between your old method and what will be your new method. That's it.
Right. Just trying to just correlate the two to see how they, will relate to each other.
Yeah, exactly. No problem. I'm here for you guys. Go ahead. Do some brainstorming and shoot.
We didn't see joist or joist connections.
Joist. Well,
do you have joist profiles preset?
Yep. Here, for joist, we have under objects. We have them here. Not there. Home. Isn't there an issue with stand modeling? Yeah, here. We have joist. When you click, just click here, and for the height, click this. You will have it. You can do that. You can do that, but so that's what you're all looking for?
Yeah.
Does it give specific joist size though?
You have this macro. I won't tell you more than that. You have this macro. It's really visual. Just go over it. It's fully customizable. You have those the sections.
So you don't have them in I guess my question, you don't have them in a library like you have all the beam sizes and column sizes and all.
Yes, if a profile is here, it means that it's already on the library.
So
let's get Canam, something like that. Oh, it's not this one. I don't really know under which size class, but you only have to browse for them. I don't really.
Okay, you got Volcraft right there. Go down. That's all Volcraft.
Yeah.
Where is it?
So you got Volcraft. See, can you click on Volcraft? Yeah.
I think that's their deck.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a decking.
Well, you have this extensive library, and as I said, you have, once the profile is here, it means that it's saved under the library. That's it.
Okay. So let's say, for instance, if I cut that section, so it's already putting a joist seat on there and everything, huh?
I'm sorry?
Zoom in on that joist seat on that end there. Let me see that.
Here?
Yeah.
You can absolutely customize that. You can absolutely play with the shape of those plates here.
Right. So if I created a section cut through there showing a joist sitting on a beam or concrete
elements
block wall,
yep.
Would it kind of give that profile of the joist when I cut that camera section?
Yes.
Or view?
Yep.
Okay. All right, cool. I look like Advanced Steel is going to be a lot more, from what I can tell, when you're creating sections, it gives you, like, even with your bolts or whatever, it seems like it's going to give you a little bit more in-depth section cut as far as showing a lot of things that, like sometimes in ScrewCAD you really have to kind of manually go and do. It doesn't really show everything in the section when you create a section. But it seems like Advanced Steel is a lot better creating sections that way, and it would save you time when you're going through creating sections to show on the drawings. Would you agree, Jane?
Yeah, I think so. And I think these joist sizes probably do exist. You just
got to play around with it and find it.
Yeah, just have to find them.
And do you remember while creating stairs, you have this box here around the joist. If you double click on it, you have to put your values. If not, just select it and play with the grabs.
Okay.
Any other questions? Brainstorming.
Yeah, sure. We can probably go on the rest of this evening. Okay, James, you go ahead. I know I was talking.
I think I saw joist macros. Is that correct?
Yes, this one. You have joist and truss.
Well, I mean, for connections, the connections, like a joist to beam connection or a joist to column connection.
I think yes. Under the connection vault, I think we have joist seat or
the general code in the back won't change. So that happens every time there's a major release of the software and they add new tools, they lift the tools in the drawing size and we don't know where. So things, things get...
Miscellaneous. It should be here. Well, we have in here joist seat. This one will do the job. If not, if you use, like, for example, something like this, that will do the job too.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about, James. You were thinking it was a macro where you take that joist and it'll put the stabilizer plate on and put the cap plate on there and put your bolts and you can set the gauge, hole size, and all that kind of good stuff.
Maybe that will have to be set within the joist macro.
For the mezzanine stuff, it shouldn't be an issue. Just take over.
As I said, that will have to be set within the joist macro.
Okay.
For the joist seat, as I said, for those plates here we go. For Any other questions?
Reports. Let's just say I wanted to do we went over this, but it was pretty brief. I wanted to do a report of all the side bolts for this job.
For all the side bolts?
And I want to give that, to my fabricator or...
Report, do you mean list?
Yes.
Oh. For the lists, if you go to output, here we have create lists. Just hit next. Create list, don't hit OK.
That's good for you, Yehia? That's 10 a.m. for... I think it's
here, just, well, under part list, imperial or metric, you have bolt list. Just hit use. Okay. Here we go.
Okay, is there a way to distinguish between site and shop bolts list?
Please tell me yes.
I'm gonna tell you right away. If it's Copy. Paste. I'd rather say yes, but I'm gonna confirm you that right now. Field content. Okay. Location. Length level. Assembly mount. Bolts total amount. Nope.
When it comes to beams, it's not that crucial, but when it comes to pivot beams and pivot columns, it's really important to specify the modules, and I have specified in my model. I'm going to send you this model when I get the drawings done. Alright? So, for example, here I have the module, all of the modules specified, but here I have nothing.
Connector.
So
Nope.
let's use the same line, so replace everything in this one, you can see the result. If I use pivot beam,
Bolt name. Nope. Number of bolts. Number of holes. Object pay. Bolt standard.
here showing up all of the dimensions and it's almost what you wanted me to do. Just there are some minor issues I need to work on, but if I do the same thing.
Object weight.
For this one here. My time style. If you look, this is what I have. I have this little piece of plate showing up in my farm. So
Let's use this.
the way it works is I modify the drawing cell in the way that Immensity can recognize bottom flange, top flange, webs, table plates, and everything. So if you don't have the model specified for table plate, you won't get that in your drawings. Alright? This is especially important for paper beams. For beams and columns
Well, no, I don't think so.
That's going to be a bad problem.
Remark. For the I'm not sure. I'm gonna get you back on that.
I can't believe nobody's ever asked about that or have that been a concern, because all my clients, they want, give them a boat list. They want to know what the field boats are. They want to know what the shop boats are so they can order them and accordingly.
Let me check. Material. Shop bolt list. Site bolt list.
Hey,
There you go. There you go.
Yep.
I'm about to say, I know that had to be.
It's already there.
It's about to get nervous there, Hans.
Yep. Well, that's high debate questions.
Hey, look, James, we got Hans sweating there, huh?
I know, right?
Not really, but just go ahead. It's just giving me more self-confidence.
All right. Let's see. Okay, Hansa, how do you create an assembly? Like, say for instance, if I want to do a roof frame with angles, an angle roof frame, and I got 4 angles and I'm dropping in between joists. How do I create that assembly? That assembly?
Are you talking about this kind of? Let me check. This kind here?
Yeah.
Yes, you can absolutely do that. We have a macro for that. This macro, well, I think, yeah, here it is. The macro is here. Yes. Structured element roof opening side. When you click here, you have to.
It was just to give you a taste and idea of what the thing looks like. So
Let me delete this first.
Okay.
Here I have structured element roof opening. You have to select your 2 joists. Enter. Oops.
But if we do these little meetings every day,
Select the first one. Enter the second one. Enter. Additional support. Okay. Yes.
I'll set that up. I'll leave you guys. I'm going to set up the meetings, a recurring meeting every day at 10. Do I send that just to Wally, or do I put Leon and Jim in there as well?
Here we go. Well, I have picked this this as this is the gizmo here. I can absolutely move it, so that will be moved.
Now, does it have grab boxes in there where you can grab it and I guess you have to set the parameters in there when you...
No, here it is.
Okay, okay.
You have to select the first member, the second member, and a reference point. I have selected this reference point here. That's why the first time he just created it here.
Okay.
And just select it, move it. That's it.
Okay,
Hey,
so...
And
can you
yep.
not also just draw the angles and then weld them together?
It's long. It's long to do that. It's not suggested.
That's what I was thinking, James. But
Yeah, just good luck if you want to do that. I wish you good luck.
But then you can control in that macro, like the seat angles there. Let's say if you didn't want angles there, you want to just notch out the angles to sit on top of the joist, to notch out the vertical leg.
I'm sorry?
Instead of having the angles on the ends of the angles.
I wasn't concentrating. My concentration is going down. I was on other things. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Instead of using the angles for the connections.
Oh, you want to use?
Right.
Just go to Advanced Drawing Properties. If you have geometry, sections. Just
Right.
browse for your, instead of angles, put something else.
Well, let's say if I didn't want anything. Let's say I just wanted to notch out the angle to sit on top of the joist.
Here? Are you talking about here?
Mm-hmm.
It's already on top of them, I think. Realistic? Yeah.
Yeah, but what if, let's say, for instance, if I didn't want that angle, that connection angle there, if I didn't want that angle, and I just wanted to notch out the frame angle.
Just to be like welded directly?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Weld as opening. Seat, angle, cut, flat profile.
Yeah, I see it there.
Cut. Do you want it cut here? Angle, seat. Well, we have this seat here. Angle, cut. This cut will cut this section and we'll put a weld on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Perfect.
You just, yeah.
Well, guys, you are asking simple questions. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, now we simple. Okay. Let's see. All right. Now, let's say, for instance, you're in the model, and I wanted to find a particular piece.
Yep. You have the filter here. You have, yeah. Well, I know we haven't seen those two options here, but it's really simple. It will take me like 2 minutes. For the model browser, this one will be available once all the pieces are created. So when you click on it, it will contain the summary. All the pieces will be here. So for example, you will just browse for them. Oh, I'm looking for the C7 isolate. Here it is.
Okay.
Show all. Don't forget here, sort by single parts or by main part, or sort by preliminary part mark. Don't ask me the last one. I have never used it.
Okay. Let's say if I want to display the member markings on the model.
Display, I don't know what you want.
I want to be able to select the members in the model and say, okay, what are the piece marks? And would it pop up the label or the member?
Something like that. It will tell you, like in here, you will see a label telling you that this is the C7.
Mm-hmm.
No, you cannot have that.
Okay.
We cannot
so if
have
I wanted to...
everything.
How about if we wanted to find C7?
Yep, that's what I just shown. You have the choice
Right.
whether just come in here and instead of just
sorry.
No problem.
Missed it.
Just number here under prefix, go and put C. Under counter, go and put 7. He will highlight it. Or what I prefer is the model browser. When you click browse C7, here it is. Isolate. Here we go. Next question, please.
So I can't have my labeling to show that if I wanted to say turn on all the sizes or all the piece marks, I can't have that.
No, you cannot have that. We cannot have everything, in life, even in life. You have to choose.
Okay. All right. I think I'm good for now. That's the list of questions I've gone through so far. I'm quite sure I'll come up with more as I play around with this thing.
Okay, how about James? Let's start.
Probably have some. I don't have any right at the moment, but I know I'm going to.
Okay. Yep. Are you sure, guys? You don't have any other questions?
Not right at the moment.
Okay. Well, after the 100 of questions you asked, I'm not surprised. Well, guys, we will take it from there, and I hope you'll have some simple questions in the future. If you have some questions, don't hesitate to call me. You have my number, or just send an email. If you are familiar with Skype, I'm always on Skype, with Skype, we can absolutely share the screens. So instead of registering each time on go to meeting session, just share screen with Skype. That will work. Well, that's it. We'll take it from there. And don't hesitate to call me if you have trouble or issues with the software.
So we don't have a session tomorrow morning, or this was the last one?
No, this is our last one.
Okay.
I do not have something to show you tomorrow.
Okay.
Seems to be good, guys.
Well, I think I have something kind of like Tony had.
Yep, go ahead.
I have a frame. It's not necessarily a. It's not necessarily a.
Yep, Tony. Yep.
A roof opening. It's like a frame, like a canopy. I want to make a canopy a frame. I mean, you don't have to show a whole canopy. I'm just saying there's going to be instances where we need frames that aren't there's not a macro for it, and it needs to be all shop welded.
Well, can you show me? Can you show me that?
Let's see here.
Show me the PDF or the.
Okay, I can definitely do that. Let's see here. Something like this. I want to model this whole thing, but it all needs to be welded together in the shop.
Yeah, just weld it together in the shop. As simple as that. Select them all and put weld symbol and put it on the shop. As simple as that.
Okay, so well, that's kind of what I was asking.
There is no
earlier,
macro. For sure, there is no macro for that. Yes.
But is it going to create an assembly drawing like this, though, and list out all the pieces in the shop build and everything?
There is one thing I have to show you guys. Make presenter. Like, for example, if you have an assembly like this, and you want absolutely to see it in one sheet, in one paper. There is a drawing style under output. Go here. There is a drawing style named main part at UCS. Let me main part and main part at UCS. You only have to select the main part of the assembly, because an assembly have to have a main part. To know the main part of the assembly, we have this option here. Mark the main part of assembly. Do you see it? So you only have to select that one. Select your assembly, your canopy. Select it so it will show you the main part. After that, go here and main parts at UCS. You have to put your UCS within the right plan, because the name of the drawing style is main part at UCS. Hit use and select your main part. That will do the job for you, and it's given exactly, the best result possible. Next question, please.
I don't think so.
So if on that canopy again, like turnbuckles and stuff like that, are those items in here as well?
The bubbles. Can you show me that?
Turnbuckles.
Clevises, turnbuckles, anchor rods.
Like to hold the canopy up. Like James just had one on.
Oh, yes. I know that we have that within the turnbuckles.
Can you insert it in as a member to be a part of that assembly, or how?
No, well, yes, turnbuckles.
I did see them somewhere.
Yeah, me too. Here, tube connection. Yeah, here it is. Nope. Triple brace. Here we go. Turnbuckles bracings. Do you see my screen, guys? Are you looking for this, James?
Yeah, there it is.
Perfect. Sometimes you only have to browse within the right, in the right place. That's it. Any other questions?
Not for me.
Tony?
No, I think I'm good right now. What I'll do is, when I can find some time, I just got another big project 2 days ago. So when I can find some time,
yeah, well,
I
just
will,
just do it as soon as possible, because when you pass time, that will really that won't help you to remember everything, especially after the question session of today. That will be really helpful, and just try to practice wherever you have 1 minute. Practice.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do. Fit in some time in the evenings or something.
Yeah.
To play around with it. Jot down questions that I have. Give you a call or Skype or whatever.
Yep.
So
guys, we'll take it from there. Have a good evening.
James.
Yeah.
Can we exchange information, numbers or whatever?
Absolutely.
All right.
You got a pen?
Well, just give me your email address. And yeah, I got a pen. Just give me your email address, and I will email you.
Maybe you will have it when in every go-to training session, because I was sending it to 2 addresses. You will see it on the top.
All I saw was just one name every time I got in. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. If you want, let me 2 seconds, guys. I'm gonna put it on the go-to training chat. Yeah. Okay, here we go. This is the first one. Here we go.
Yep.
And you have mine, which is very important.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep. I know why he wants it, though. I mean, sometimes it's easier to talk to somebody that, has been in the same program forever. Like
yes. That will be helpful.
James, you have a lot of work going on right now?
I have a ton of work going on.
Okay.
Well, me too. That's why I'm gonna leave. Well, have a good evening, guys. And if you
wait 1 second, hands up. Where did the email address go?
On the bottom of your screen, on the chat, on go to training at the right side of your screen.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, James, we'll stay in touch.
Okay.
Maybe if you need some help with something, or if I need some help with something, as far as detailing work or this program is concerned, maybe we can hook up that way or something.
That'll work.
All right. All right, Hansa, we'll be talking to you.
Yep. And we'll take it from there. Bye, guys.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
It was my pleasure. Bye-bye.